So the big news, of course, today is Kendrick dropped his new album. We're not going to react to the album necessarily. There is one particular track that we want to talk about. If you want to hear our album thoughts, stay tuned. If you're part of Patreon, we may talk a little bit about our just general album thoughts during the Patreon section. But we need to get into this particular song. I think this is the one that kind of stood out to us. It's called Reincarnated. We haven't done this set. We do this segment called Dissect every now and then.
Yeah.
We haven't done it in a while, but it's where we break down lyrics and trying to kind of get to the heart of the lyrics. So it starts off with this Spanish section. There's Spanish section all throughout. Translates to that reflect your gaze the night you and I. So there's like a little theme throughout the album. But on this one, and he's mentioned reincarnation throughout the beginning of this album. This is what track is this? I don't even know. I can't tell. Track 6. All right, so he said, I got this fire burning in me from within, concentrated thoughts on who I used to be. I'm shedding skin every day, a new version of me, a third of me demented, cemented in pain, juggling opposing kinds of fame. I don't know how to make friends. I'm a lonely soul. I recollect this isolation. I was 4 years old. Truth be told, I've been battling my soul, trying to navigate the real and fake. Cynical about Judgment Day, I did bad. Slight progression last year and it messed me up. Reincarnated on this earth for 100 plus. Body after body, lesson after lesson. Let's take it back to Michigan, 1947. So he does this thing about this guy in Michigan. Who's the guy we think it is?
Hooker. Yeah.
Hooker. And then he does another verse where he's a woman in a chitlin circle. We think it's Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
I heard another guess somebody else said.
Whitney Houston, I thought.
So he's just talking about different people that had like hard lives. There's one line I do want to mention from this section with the first guy. He said something about I was head of rhythm and blues. So there's a little theme kind of woven throughout this, and then he kind of reveals towards the end of the song what this is really about. So he's this old guy in 1947, then he's this young lady during Chitlin Circuit time, and then he's himself. He says, my present life is Kendrick Lamar. Rapper looking at the lyrics to keep you in awe. The only factor I respected was raising the bar. My instinct sent material straight to the charts. My father kicked me out the house. I finally forgive him. I'm old enough to understand the way I was living. Ego and pride had me looking at him with resentment. I closed my eyes hoping that I don't come off contentious. I'm yelling, Father, did I finally get it right? Everything I did was selfless. I spoke freely when the people needed me. I helped them. I didn't gloat, even told them no when the vultures came, took control of my fleshly body when the money changed. Son, you do well, but your heart is closed. And now this is like a back and forth. So he switches his voice back and forth. Who is talking? Is it God?
I believe it's God, yeah. I think it's God talking in that part.
To Kendrick, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't remember when the switches happened, so forgive me. But I didn't gloat, even told him no when the vultures came. Took control of my fleshly body when the money changed. Son, so this is God talking. Son, you do well, but your heart is closed. I can tell residue that linger from your past creates a cell. Then he's talking back. Father, I'm not perfect. I got urges, but I hold them down. And then the response is, but your pride has to die. Okay, Father, show me how. Tell me every deed that you done and what you do it for. I kept 100 institutions paid. This is Kendrick responding back. I get 100 institutions paid. Okay, tell me more. I put 100 hoods on one stage. Okay, this is when he brought the Bloods and Crips on stage for the Not Like Us thing. Tell me more. I'm trying to push peace in LA, but you love war. That's God's response. He says, no, I don't. Yes, you do. Okay, then tell me the truth. Every individual is only a version of you. This is where it's like, okay, what's happening here? How can you forgive when there's no forgiveness in your heart? I could tell you where I'm going. I could tell you who you are. You fell out of heaven because you was anxious. Didn't like authority, only searched to be heinous. Isaiah 14 was the only thing that was prevalent. The greatest music director was you. It was colors, it was pinks, it was reds, it was blues. It was harmony and motion. I sent you down to earth because you was broken. Mouthpiece. I sent you down to earth because you was broken. Rehabilitation, not psychosis. But now we are here now. Centuries you manipulated man with music. Embodied you as superstars to see how you moving. You came a long way from garnishing evilish views. And all I ever wanted from you was love and approval. That's him responding back. I learned a lot. No more putting these people in fear. The more that word is diminished, the more it's not real. The more light that I can capture, the more I can feel. I'm using words for inspiration as an idea. You can. So can you promise that you won't take your gifts for granted? That's God asking him. I promise that I'll use my gifts to bring understanding. For every man, woman, and child, how much can you vow? I vow my life just to live on in harmony now. You crushed a lot of people keeping your thoughts in captivity, and I'm ashamed that I ever created that enemy. Then let's rejoice where we at. I rewrote the devil's story just to take our power back. Incarnated. So, if you can't tell, this whole story was basically when Lucifer was kicked out of heaven. He's basically painting this picture that the stars, like the big celebrities, because Lucifer was a music director. He's basically saying he kicked him out of heaven and he became these different stars and had the power to influence people. And he is now the new incarnation of Lucifer, I guess. But he's trying to change his ways and get forgiveness from God. Mm-hmm. What do we think about that?
Lord wow. Pray for that man, bro.
He's confused. He's confused, clearly. Just the idea of thinking that Lucifer can garner or gain forgiveness, number one. And then number two, for him to be the embodiment of Lucifer. Number two, that's confusion.
Yeah, I think winning that rap battle got him a little power drunk. You know what I'm saying? He feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think like men are not designed for praise. So you win a battle of that magnitude, everybody's looking at you like you just this guy, like you're this large figure. And it's easy for pride and a lot of different things to creep in. So now you come on your album, you feel like you the man so much you can redeem Satan, or even come up with the idea to even put that like it's a possible thing, like you just, you know what I'm saying, and it goes along with the Christ consciousness stuff that we know he's on. Like you hear it throughout the album as well. A few songs he call himself the Alpha and the Omega and things of that nature. So it's like it's somebody who really has a poor view of who God truly is and who he is as a human being. And it's like you gotta humble yourself, bro. And when I hear this stuff, man, it's just disheartening, because if you listen to the album sonically, the production, he's talented and all this stuff, but here's a man who's clearly has a bad perspective on who God is and who we are as human beings, and the reverence and the authority that we should give God. So to even come with something like that, bro, I want to know what spirit were you in? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he said he possessed on one record.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how people say that, but I think at the end of the day, man, it's so I have a like. It's just so hard because I really think deep down he's doing right.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
And I think they operate out of a spirit of pride too. If you look at Satan, one of his, the very first thing he did was violate by pride. He wanted to become God-like. He wanted to sit on the throne. And so what you're hearing is that same spirit operating within those lyrics is of, I am God-like. You know, I have this ability to, whatever, set whoever free or condemn whoever I want. You know, and I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that spirit of pride, which comes before destruction, ultimately.
Here's a question, and I can see some comments in the comment section. Why do we give him a pass? Why do the Christian hip hop space Christians give him a pass?
The same way girls give Beyonce a pass, because they love the music, they love the creativity, they love what they represent from a fleshly perspective.
Yeah.
They have charisma, they have charm, they have all these different gifts. They have the gifts of influence and impact. And there's certain things that come out to, they'll give you some things that make you feel like, oh man, that was dope that they did that. They represented a good cause or something like that. But it's just a trick. And I think the allure, and women look at Beyonce and they're like, okay, I want to be like Beyonce. Rappers look at Kendrick and be like, man, you see it when Kendrick drop his album. Now watch, you finna see 15 Christian, 20 Christian rappers rapping like Kendrick on their next album.
Right.
They finna pick out the same beats. They're gonna have the same flow. They're gonna be doing instrument. They're gonna get his instrumentals and start rapping on like he did the one song. You seen a dirty pair of shoes online.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they just so influential and impactful with their talent and with their gifts. People want to be like them.
Yeah, I get that. I think my question is always like, it's certain people that we don't give a pass to. We just absolutely don't. But when it comes to Kendrick, and I remember tweeting this, it comes to him, it's like he gets an extreme pass. And like I even seen like, because I read comments of people and like certain women was like, yo, he a man of God. And I'm like, do y'all not hear what he's saying? Like, are y'all not like, y'all don't understand what he's saying? And I know some people are like, man, it's not that deep, Track Star. It's creativity. He's being creative. He's being edited. But the scriptures, we talked about this all the time, like what's in the heart comes out when you rap.
Exactly.
Period. So I don't understand, like, and I think the thing because I think this, even when the whole Drake and him was going back and forth, I was like, well, at least I know what we're getting from Drake.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting from Drake. From Kendrick, you don't know what you're getting because he's such of a positive person, or he comes off and do different things that you'd be like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, you're getting that poison, but you getting like water and poison in this drink. You know what I'm saying?
Rat poison is 99% food and 1% poison.
Yeah.
You gonna eat, but you gonna die.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Satan comes as an angel of light.
Yeah.
So he mentioned this Bible verse, chapter, Isaiah 14. So he gave me the opportunity to talk about the Bible on the air. So it's verse 12 is what he's referencing. This whole song is about how you have fallen from heaven, morning star. And morning star is another word for Lucifer. Son of the dawn, you have been cast down to earth. You who once laid low the nations. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zephon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. Those who see you stare at you. They ponder your fate. Is this the man who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble, the man who made the world a wilderness, who overthrew its cities, and who would not let his captives go home? So this idea, like Kendrick is actually living out this verse in a way, because I think he is trying to, all the God consciousness stuff and the Eckhart Tolle stuff, it's like giving yourself the status of God, calling yourself a little Christ, like you're a savior of this time or whatever. You're kind of living out Satan's original lie of you are God. You can be as God. You can be
because he had that on a hook.
As God.
It was one of those hooks. He said, "Don't believe him when they say you ain't God." He said that on a hook.
And it's like that's the whole point of our story here.
Yeah.
Is God, you are not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The devil said you could be like God.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of this.
And
But
that's
how do you miss that?
That's my thing too, real quick. When he mentioned Lecrae and he mentioned D1 in that song, and like the whole Christian hip hop community just went crazy because their name got mentioned. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's the biggest artist in the world. He mentioned your name. But the bigger issue is this man still doesn't know Jesus.
Yeah.
So it's like, where are our priorities at when we get so excited because a non-believer screams out our name in the song when he's actually really crying out for help? We need to be trying to, I know Lecrae has a relationship with him. I pray he's continuing to pour into him and pray with him and try to give him some kind of understanding because he obviously needs it.
Yeah.
But it's like, we got to do better. Like what Jeremiah was saying, why do we give these people a pass? It's like, Tyler Perry can come into the church and start laying hands on people and people start gyrating and all that kind of stuff because he gives somebody $1 million. You know what I'm saying? It's like celebrity and money and clout has taken the place of spiritual maturity in the church, and we wonder why we're not operating with no power for real.
Yeah.
Because we just get so happy when the world throws us a bone. Like this man needs prayer and discipleship.
Facts.
We put ourselves in this place, right? We put them in their place, right? So you think about hands raised at a concert, right? You essentially are giving them praise in that sense, right? That's a posture of giving honor to God. So when you look around and you see stadiums full of people giving you this attention, and it's in the same way that you're supposed to be, serving God, it's like that's what you make. You make these people think that they're above everything else. And I see that with a lot of these celebrities, right? A lot of these celebrities, they sit around and they wonder, like, we heard, what was it, Glorilla? We heard Glorilla say this. We heard Cardi B say this. Like, God chose me out of everybody and put me on this pedestal and put me in this place to be, the number one out of all the strippers in the world. And it's like, no, you're wrong about that. And so they get to this point where when they don't get proper correction, when they're not reading their Bible, they get to this point where they start believing these things. Oh, I am special. I am set apart. I am unique. And everybody else in the world is confirming that with me. When I go and do a song that is garbage and it has Kurt Franklin on it and it has Maverick City on it, people love me now. No, you're serving two masters, trying to at least. You're not even serving the right one.